Hi, it's Mark here. How you doing? That closer. Right, just a wee video to do with printing options for Microsoft Excel. So as you see, I've got a spreadsheet here with various data in it. I've got it formatted in various different ways. It's something which I've been doing for students. On this sheet here, I want to show you some of the options that we've got for printing part of the data. So as you see, if you maybe select part of the data and you maybe just want to print that little bit, or let's do this bit here. So we don't want the other bits around there, just want the table, for example. So we just want to print this. So what we can do, if you go to File and Print, and within the print, you'll see that it's set up for print active sheets. So it's only print the active sheets. We've got different settings available to us, but I'll start from the top on the way down first. So the print button, that's what you do at the end. So that's when you're happy with all the settings. Copies. If you want to print more than one copy of what you select for printing and how you select. So you do your settings, and then you can say, right, before I print, I maybe want to have 3 copies. So you can use the buttons to go up or down, so down to 2, 3, or we can select the number and we can type in a number that we want. So say 18 copies. I'll put that back to 1 just now, just in case. Moving down from there, we've got the printer, so you can select what printer you want to set it to. Now, believe it or not, you're kind of working backwards on this because the first thing to start is settings. Now, within printer selections, you've possibly got a selection there for PDF as well. So you print it to a PDF file on your PC or any other device, and then you can email it, for example. So that's one reason why you might want to do that, and PDFs can be read in all sorts of places. So you've always got printer properties, which would take you in to look at paper, what port you're using, and make sure that the printer and everything to do with the printer is okay. The settings. I showed you a selection. I selected only a part. I wanted the table printed. So what I'm going to do is use the drop down here to show you this. Then we've got print active sheets, print the whole of the workbook. So it's not just active sheets. It's not just sheets that have been selected. It's the whole of the workbook. We've also got print selection. Now, I've got the print selection. As you select the print selection, there is a reason why it's ignore print area. What it will do is it will designate a print area, and you can actually designate a print area. So you can say, I only want to print this, and then you save your workbook, and then when you go back in, if you ever want to print again, then it's only going to print that selection within a print area. So you can actually say that I want to print this print area. However, you can ignore the print area and just print the active sheet if you want to, or ignore the print area. So what we've got is print selection anyway. So we get print active sheets, print the entire workbook, or print just the selection. So I made a selection of just a little bit of the data. So there's some of it. You'll notice onto 3 pages at the moment. So if you look down the bottom there, we're onto 3 pages. But we don't want to print the 3 pages, because it's only showing you just a wee bit here. So if I go on to the next one, you're seeing there's the rest of the data, and then there's another wee bit on the 3rd page. That's not what we want. So what we could do is to squeeze it on to 1 page by 1 page wide. So what we'd maybe want to do is we want to tell it how we want to print from that. So whether we want it scaling or not, or whether we want to print it onto 2 sides. So if we say by 1 page and 1 page wide, we've also got orientation as well, and we can say landscape. So that's us trying to squeeze it onto 1 page. What we can do is we can also work, if we go through these, so we can look at print one-sided. If your printer allows for double-sided, you can do. Collation, as you'll see there, it's how your pages come out in what order. Landscape orientation, I've already showed you, from portrait to landscape and vice versa. Paper size. Margins. So you can have smaller margins if you want to do, or wider ones. And also scaling. Fit sheet on one page. So there you go. So that's me squeezing it down onto one page using this here. Shrink the print out so that it only goes onto one page. So it shrinks it down as far as it has to onto one page. The page setup, that allows you to view and change some of the settings which I've shown you there, plus more. So it's shown you here, it's at the moment it's 64% at the normal size, so you could make it smaller if you wanted to. You can also change margins if you want to, and there's also headers and footers available to you. So there are other settings that are available to you. So that's the basic mechanics of the settings which I've shown you. There's one other thing that I want to show you, which is quite a common feature, which is charts. If I select the chart, now this chart here is a bar chart, and what I've got is I've got dates and I've got miles covered. I've also asked that within the chart formatting and the chart design, so within the chart design, so there's the chart design, you've got different layouts. And the different layouts have different chart styles. And this one here, I wanted some of the data to be printed, or I wanted it to be shown with the chart. And because of the chart layout, it allows me to just print it the way that I want it. So if I want the data, I've got the data. So that data at the bottom there with the miles and the dates, that's the actual data. This is the chart above it. So because I've shown this with a title and the axis titles, I can print this. Now I can modify the chart any which way I want it, and then it can be printed. So as I selected the chart, if I then go to File and then to Print again, then what I can do, as you can see here, that it says Print Selected Chart. So it's known that I've got a chart there. It's trying to put it onto one page for me. I can change it if I wanted to. Print on one side. Portrait orientation will change, but also before that, it's on letter. I'm not got letter size paper, it's A4, so I want to see how it look on A4. And I could print it portrait, but it might be better landscape. There we go. And then it's all the other options that I've got available to me again that I mentioned earlier, such as the amount of copies, what printer, and then print. Thank you very much for watching. Have fun with Microsoft Excel and have fun with your print options, and hopefully see another video tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. Have fun.